everybody. Thank you so much for stopping back by the channel. If you are new, please consider subscribing and definitely leave me a comment to let me know what you think about this topic. Now, the topic for today is a little bit different than normal, as you see. Okay? It is talking about some of the more positive aspects of being raised as a witness. Now, I decided to do this topic because a commenter made a comment, and I'm assuming that she is either newly out or on her way out from being a witness, based on a couple things that she said. And she mentioned, she said something like, just to be fair, as witnesses, we also avoided things like, and she mentioned a few things like drug abuse and, just different things. And what she made me think is that there is such a strong feeling within us to constantly paint the organization in a good light. And that was instilled in us. So it's not your fault, if you do that. Like, even if you're gone, it's like when people talk about it, it's like a sore spot. It's at a certain point. Now, everybody might not be like this. Some people might just be really, it might be really easy for you to just talk about it negatively. But others, it was a sore spot. At least for me, I know it was for me for a while. It's no longer that sore spot, you know. But I do understand where that particular individual is coming from. And I just want to say this, with us XJWs that are talking about our stories and talking about some of the things that, you know, are negative within the congregation or in the organization, it doesn't mean that we thought that everything was negative, you know? We understand, we know that there was good things, positive things that we developed as a result of the religion. But just generally speaking, as Jesus said, a person that's well doesn't need a doctor, right? So when we're on here talking and trying to talk, especially reaching other XJWs or people trying to come out, we're talking about the things that need to be talked about in order to help people make that transition, in order to help people on their journey, dwelling on the positive aspects of the organization or of the religion is not necessarily what's needed. But I just decided to do it because for me, as you know, if you've been watching my videos, I've been gone for 20 years. So when I reflect, I don't reflect on the negative things necessarily. And at the oddest times, some of the weirdest thoughts come to my mind that bring like that, that warm and fuzzy feeling. It was some good stuff, it was some good stuff. I feel like a lot of the good things about my personality were developed because of that. There are some things that may made me a little bit extreme in certain areas, but the things that were good, let's just talk about that. Now, of course, we all love having the congregation surrounding us, and there was a sense of love and, familiarity, that we felt like a family with these people. We all were on the same road, in the same boat, doing the same things, living the same type of life. We were always trying to encourage one another, right? So there was this feeling of that, and it was a good feeling. It was a good feeling. I didn't really love service like that, but I did like street witnessing. I love street witnessing. It was just because I'm a morning person. I guess it was just waking up early in the morning. My dad used to go like super early. And also because I'm the only girl spending time with my dad, that was another aspect of it. So when I have those memories, it's not so much about standing on a corner downtown holding a watchtower. It's because the memory the feeling that I get from the memory is something happy because of spending that time with my dad. And of course, at the time, I thought I was doing something good I thought I was doing something that was helping people. So I don't feel good about that now in a sense because I know that it's not true. But at the time, and for a long time, I felt good about those type of things because I thought I was helping people. But now the memories, like I said, it's more those fun moments that we had, those connecting moments that I had with my dad. Yeah, I love coffee. Okay, I developed that love for it as a young person, or like around 17. When I tried it when I was younger, I tried it from my dad, and it was nasty because it was black. But when I got 17, I was working at a hotel, and they had like a little gift shop, and I would drink the mochas and stuff, right? So once I started actually drinking that, I started getting into just different types of coffees and Starbucks and different things. So from that time on, when I would go out and service first thing in the morning, I would be getting my coffee and stuff like that. And so for me, coffee is more like a ritual. It's not like I really needed to wake up or anything, but it's stuff like that, just little memories like that. I remember that. I remember that. I remember staying at, going to this particular donut shop with these sisters, and we would stand outside of there and just witness the people coming in. I remember those moments. I remember going to Where the Need Was Great a couple times. It was like a car full of us just going in the car and just going. It was like this mountainous area, very, very rural, but it was so pretty, the place that we went. It was so pretty. And we barely did any houses because they were so far apart, but just driving in the car, all the laughing and all of that. It was fun. It was fun. Those type of moments were fun. We did a lot of fun things like scavenger hunts. Our congregation used to do different things like that. We used to have, some people had a pool and we would meet for, going swimming, or I remember the scavenger hunt. That was like a big thing. We all met at a one person's house. We had different teams, and we just had to go to different places. Like, I mean, I don't know how they did it, but they obviously went ahead, to kind of put the clues in the different places. And so we ended up going to like a store, a park, just different places to get the clues and finally get back to the house. And then we had a barbecue or something, just little stuff like that. And I remember as a teenager that I had a party, like a house party, and my house party was fun. Okay, we had some good music and everything. So, I mean, we used to have some fun. We used to have some fun. People used to always say, like, at school when they found out I was a witness, like, oh, you guys aren't allowed to listen to music, or you guys aren't allowed to dance. I was like, yeah, right, And yeah, so those things were really fun. But as far as the good positive qualities develops, that's even more important, I would say, because that's more lasting, right? This other stuff I talk about was just memories, of the fun times. I feel like, as I stated in my first video, like my very introductory video, I don't know if you guys saw that, my love of truth was developed as a result of being in this organization. Just hearing the term all the time, truth, truth, truth. It was so important to me that we had the truth. Like, I don't remember really feeling superior to people. I just felt blessed. Like, wow, we're the ones with the truth, And of course, after I left and I knew it wasn't, when I found out it wasn't the truth, thus began my quest for truth, but that's where my love for it came from. That's definitely where my love for it came from. I also appreciate the fact that I'm a very honest person. Very honest person. And I really appreciate honest people. The people that's, the scripture that talk about make your yes mean yes and your no mean no. Man, that I took with me. I mean, I am very much that type of person. And if I'm going to do it, I will do it. It don't matter who I tell, who I make a promise to, unless it's something crazy comes up that I can't keep it. But even my child, when my daughter was young, I tell her I'm going to take her somewhere. She could be 2. She might not even she'd be okay if I changed it, but I would just be like, nope, I committed to that. And yeah, I mean, it was a serious thing for me. It was a serious thing for me. The theocratic ministry school. When I was young, I don't know how long ago. I think they stopped that, but I don't know how long ago they did. But yeah, I had that, and I was in it as of age 7. So that and the well, learning how to, well, of course, talking at the door helped you too, but it was different when you was in the theocratic ministry school because you were in front of everybody. So that just helped with public speaking. When I whatever, if I was like at certain jobs, I had to conduct a meeting, or when I was in school, I had to you know do public, like, do a presentation in front of the whole class or whatever. I always felt comfortable with that. I was always that type of person that I was better when I didn't do the preparation. Like if I just kind of thought about it and kind of, decided what I was going to talk about, maybe check out my few scriptures and whatever. But if I wrote it down, I wasn't good at that. I was better just doing it off the top of my head more. So I'm still like that. And that was from that. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And definitely all the things that I didn't get involved in as a result of, the morals that was instilled in me. I'm sure, like I said, when I left, though, I did do some stuff. It seemed you would have thought I didn't have any morals. That's not funny, but yeah, I mean, that was different, though. That was different. And also, staying away from certain things. Like, I know some people may have tried certain drugs and different things like that, but for me, the most I ever did was like, marijuana or something after I left. But I was afraid to try any of the like real mind altering drugs because in the back of my mind, I always had that thought, if you clear your mind too much, you can open it up for the demons, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that that kind of stuff is impossible or you can't open your mind up for something to get in there, because I've heard of people doing some crazy stuff and hearing voices when they're on drugs. I mean, that could just be a product of your mind and these deep recessed thoughts of your mind and these negative things that you've heard over the time, your subconscious or something. It could be something else like that. I don't know. But either way, I wasn't trying to open myself up like that, and do something crazy because I was on some drugs. So I was always scared, to do that type of stuff. What else? I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good list. But also some of the things, like I said on another video, some of the things that were actually negative in the organization turned out, for me at least, to have, turned into positive qualities because I didn't like those things so much. It made me be the opposite since I've been gone. So even some of those negative things actually helped me. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to talk about this today and just, share my little thoughts about what I feel were some good things in the organization. It's all a part of the journey. So yeah, that's it. I didn't really have anything else to say, just sharing that. So I hope that you guys join me on my next video next week. Next week, it probably will not be about the good stuff in the organization. It's probably just going to be something else about, my journey or something that I find perhaps somebody could benefit from. So please come back and join me next week. And I thank you so much for watching. Take care, you guys.